How's it going, everybody? I just want to share some of my thoughts on Flickr in 2019. So Flickr has been acquired by SmugMug a few months back, and there were some changes for the better. I could notice that the site loads faster, and at least I don't have to use Yahoo to log in anymore. Although in fairness, I never really encountered much problems when it was under Yahoo ownership. It's just that whenever I would log in, sometimes I have issues with my Yahoo password and then I couldn't log in. But other than that, it was fine. Although I do get people's concerns or complaints about Yahoo turning it into just a photo dumping site where they made that 1 terabyte freebie thing. So anyway, that's all in the past. So you'll notice I'm gonna look off camera for a while because I have notes on the stuff I'm gonna say. I'm just gonna end up rambling. I just want to start this video off by saying that I am a Flickr Pro user. I don't say that, that's like not even a bragging right, but I just want to say that I'm not a random free user who just complains for no reason. I actually have 2 Pro accounts. That means I paid for 2 accounts. That's because when I first opened my account back in 2004, I was still in Taiwan and I was posting photos of Taiwan, but occasionally I come back to the Philippines and I wanted to have 2 separate accounts. Okay, when I started my 2 accounts, I was just a free user then, but I paid for a Pro account by 2006 or 2007. I've been paying for both ever since. Yeah, this was before the days of the popularity of the Finsta, which the kids are doing nowadays, like one Instagram for the public and one Instagram where they do random crap. So I actually had 2 Flickrs. There are all these debates on the internet, like what is Instagram doing to Flickr, or what Flickr should do in the advent of Instagram, or how can they compete with Instagram. But the thing is, in my opinion, as a decades-long user of Flickr, I'm also like an Instagram user, they're actually not direct rivals or competitors. Instagram, yes, people will think of Instagram as photo sharing, but for me, it's not. For me, I mean, yes, it is a photo sharing site, but for me, Instagram is more under the umbrella term of image sharing, like all sorts of images, from memes to kids posting their drunken exploits the previous night to blurry journals of your travel, like random snaps and then all the stuff they copy from Snapchat, like the ephemeral filters, the story. So it's a social media app with a focus on images, not necessarily photos per se. Don't sweat going after pros or serious photographers. That market is cornered by like people who open their own websites or host it in Squarespace or whatnot. They have like their own little space, but there's like a whole horde of just amateur photographers, people who don't need to. I don't take photos for money, but I take a lot of photos, like thousands, hundreds of thousands. Most are garbage, but I still take a lot, and I like to host them someplace where I don't just have to scroll endlessly to find one from the past. Like, I like to sort them. I like to be able to recall back to a specific date very easily, to search them, So Flickr would be serving that. And that's a very, very big market segment very well. People will be willing to pay for that. Lots of amateur photo enthusiasts have a big photo library. So they'd love like a website like Flickr with strong organizational capabilities, ability to sort into albums, and easily be able to point people to links of albums and subfolders, collections and albums, folders and subfolders. They call it collections and albums in Flickr of past photos. A lot of people would love the ability to do historical image reviews of past photos, not just ephemeral, in the present image sharing. But Flickr still hasn't given collections the prominence it deserves. You only access it by clicking albums, and there's a little link to collections. I noticed like the past few months you can't even create mosaics. They're little thumbnails of the albums that are contained within a collection. This was after the SmugMug acquisition. I thought they were supposed to fix the tech side of it. And also, like my past collections, the ones I did create mosaics for, they don't show up anymore. So on the collections page, they just kind of have like blank thumbnails. So now it's like a step back actually. And as a account owner, if I wanted to just look at my collections, either I have to go to albums and there's a little link to collections to access it the way other people who view my page access it, or when I click I don't see collections there. I would hope like it's there, right? Like for me to access as the account owner. Also the new style, I don't remember, no, this new style one, I think it was the Yahoo people who did this, but it hasn't been changed though. This new style album description is weird. So there's a little header bar, and then you just see the the description under it, but it's just like a couple of lines, and then you have to click read more or see more, and then this little pop-up shows up, but the pop-up is so incongruous with the background of the modernized album display. It's like this weird 90s looking pop-up with very tiny font. It almost looks like an ad. Like, it's weird. Like what's the point of having like albums with a strong organizational capability where you make descriptions of that album, and then people won't even get to see the description, or if they do, they click the read more. I don't know if they're even gonna actually read it. What a waste. I think that should be fixed. Also, when you click an album, it should be able to show what collection it's housed under. Sometimes an album is under 2 collections. Then you can show like the 2 collections it's housed under. Sometimes like I go on a trip, like let's say my trip to China, I had maybe 20 albums under it. I made a collection in China. Then there are all these 20 albums scattered all over the albums page. Well, they're not scattered, they're beside one another. But when you click an album, you don't know, like there's a folder right above it that contains other photos from that theme or trip or whatever, right? This organizational tool is very powerful. Don't sideline it. You should fix it. And it's not a waste of money to fix it, because after you fix it, lots of people will pay good money, the paid account, just to be able to utilize it. Like I said, Instagram is not a direct competitor. They like sharing on Instagram for immediate gratification, but they also would like to be able to have an archive of their stuff. Not even amateur photography enthusiasts like parents or people, travelers, couples. It would be great if they could have just like a record of their stuff. Advertise this as a more of a photo archive place with all these folders and stuff. Don't think that it's a waste of money to be fixing it. Another problem I've encountered is the app would hang upon scrolling. It doesn't hang on my phone, but it hanged on my Samsung Tab S3, which I don't have anymore. I sold it 2 days ago, so I couldn't do the B-roll. But sometimes when I scroll up or down in the app, in my stream, which is what, by the way, people who are watching it who are new to Flickr, stream is what they're called, what other people are calling feeds nowadays. Anyway, when you scroll up and down in the app, it kind of freezes. It doesn't freeze on my phone. I downloaded it today, so okay, that's fine. But on the tablet, and the Tab S3 is not a crappy Walmart tablet. It freezes. So let's say you scroll like 5 scrolls down. You click a particular photo, it enlarges the photo. All well and good. But when you click X to go back to the photo stream or your feed, it jumps right back to the very top, the newest photo. But you were in the middle. You were 30 photos ago in the past. So now you got to scroll back down to look at it. I don't know what's up with that. When you click on the app and then you click on a particular photo in the app, the view info link should be more prominent. One thing that makes Flickr different from Instagram is that it has a lot of info that's aside from just the picture and a description. And then you can see like the camera used, the EXIF data, like the lens used, whatever. You have to click like this very tiny view info link just to call it up on the app. On the website, it's easily, prominently can be found, but on the app it's not. Now I understand you don't want to clutter the app, but I'm sure it's doable, because in YouTube, the mobile app, somehow they can collapse the see more or read more information one, and you can still see everything. I'm not saying you should display the entire thing on the first page, but at least the link to view the info should be more prominent so people can know that it's there. So this is the Flickr app. When I click myself, and then I click the 3-dot hamburger menu thing. It would be nice if I could, instead of signing out, if I could switch between accounts with this app. Instagram allows you to toggle between 5 apps at a time in their mobile app. I have 2 Flickr accounts. I think this app should be able to do that. Okay, in Organizer, that's a very powerful tool that's actually way ahead of its time, because the fact that I'm still able to use it and generally like 80% happy with it in 2019 for something that came out in 2004, but I think it could be modernized. For example, okay, to start with, you're already not making collections prominent, right? So it's buried under, lots of people don't know where it is. So at least the first thing people see, if they want to see a lot more of my photos other than just the whatever's displayed on the main first page of the stream or feed, they'll go to the albums tab. But then the albums, some of them, they're just sorted haphazard. Okay, they're sorted verse chronological, but then sometimes I want to just not show the newest first. So I want to like move some of my older stuff or the middle stuff to be more prominent to the start. I gotta do it one by one. There's no way on the website to do like select and then multiple checkboxes where I click like, okay, album 10, 11, 12, 13, and then with the mouse drag it to the top. There's no way to do that. Like, you gotta click and then move the album to the position you want to be displayed one by one. It's modern times, I don't think that's... And on the app, you would expect that to be available, right? YouTube, they have a YouTube Studio app for people who upload upload. So let's say you don't want the Flickr app to be cluttered with all this crap. You know, if you make a separate app, then you advertise it, lots more people are gonna pay for it just to be able to organize their stuff. Then I would expect like the equivalent of the YouTube Creator Studio app, Flickr Uploaders app or whatever, you should be able to organize your albums and maybe touch and drag it, but more than one at a time. Maybe there's a little checkbox or whatever, then you click, then you move them. Okay, it's 2019 and Flickr is still using some really bad map. I don't know what map it is. It's not Yahoo Maps anymore. It's really a very bad map. One good thing about Flickr that I really appreciate is that it does recognize geotagging. Photos I've tagged with other software, when I upload it, it displays it, and then it doesn't just display the name of the place. There's a little thumbnailish link in the info sidebar, and it's like a little map with a pin, and you click it and then it opens the big map, and then you see the pin where the photo was taken. But that's geotag photos from another app. Flickr used to be able to easily geotag. You search on their map and then you drag. You can even batch drag multiples of photos, drag one specific location, 10 photos, put it all where you took it in Empire State Building or something. I don't know what happened to their map. Now when I search for a place, none of them show up. And I'm not searching for very obscure places. Yeah, there are places in Asia which maybe not prominent in that whatever map server it is, but there are places that show up on Google Maps or even not popular maps like Microsoft Maps or whatever. One thing that I suggest that would be nice is upload template. The web uploader that's now running, it's actually pretty nice. It's not as laggy and prone to hangs as before, which is great. And one suggestion I have is that it should allow for upload templates. Like in YouTube, when you can set like in the settings, like whenever you upload something new, the description field is already populated with certain information that you want to share, like maybe links to your homepage or whatever, or maybe allow people to already have preset a signature, you know, like email signatures or whatever. And lately I've been uploading short videos. I'm not using Flickr as a video sharing site, but I have been just making short videos, 1 to 3 minutes, just for fun. Some of them are just basically photo slideshows anyway. So when I upload it, I notice that it uses the first frame of every video as the thumbnail by default. And sometimes the first frame, it just doesn't look nice. But I learned my lesson, so the more recent videos, I just put a title on them. But some of my older videos, like the first frame is just me with my mouth open. I don't think it's that hard to be able to choose like a thumbnail for your video, because Instagram, they have like when they let people upload short videos, or even TikTok, you can choose like a thumbnail. And if you don't want to have like that, like you think, oh, it's a hassle, you know, people are uploading big thumbnails, then at least let them scroll or scrub to the part of the video that they want to use as the thumbnail, right? Okay, speaking of videos, in the app, it's pretty nice that when you scroll through the thumbnails, you can see what's a video, because there's a little video icon, and then you can see the length of the video already on the bottom right corner. But in the website, it doesn't show the video time. Even when you hover over it, you hover over the thumbnail, it just shows the title. It doesn't show the video length. I think it would be nice if you showed the video length. When you want to watch a video, sometimes you want to know how long it is beforehand. Oh, you know what would be cool if you could Chromecast your photos on Flickr? That would be cool. I don't think Instagram has that feature. If you have that, that would be very cool. You can advertise it. People would love it. Okay, so lately I noticed that camera model names, it's not clickable anymore. It still displays them, but it's not clickable, so you don't see all the other photos that were taken with a particular model camera. They're not obscure cameras, okay? I noticed my last two cameras are Canons, my Xiaomi Mi A2 phone, which is not an obscure phone. The text shows that, okay, it was taken with this camera or this phone, but it's not clickable anymore. It was a pretty nifty feature. I like seeing where my camera is ranked in the global popularity of cameras, not for a popularity contest, just to have an idea, oh, okay, how many people are using this camera now, or this combo of lenses. Oh no, wait, they never had the ranking of lenses, but you can at least see like what camera. This would be a nice feature to bring back. Why display the camera but then take away that clickable link, right? Some positive stuff that I think Flickr does very well. So I like that in the description field you can do clickable links. So you can link people to other stuff you've posted on that same theme of that picture, or an older photo, or maybe an album, a collection of that particular photo, whatever. You can do clickable links. I think that's nice. It recognizes the EXIF and the IPTC metadata that you embedded in your photo. When you upload, you don't have to worry about the title and the description getting messed up, because, you know, I notice in Facebook when I upload a photo, the title field that I so painstakingly typed in Adobe Bridge, for some reason, I don't know, sometimes like the title I wrote becomes the description, and then the description disappears from the caption. I don't know. Anyway, like it's very good. Like Flickr recognizes that IPTC metadata, but that's not a new thing. It's always recognized it since like day one, or not maybe not day one, but from a long time ago. So that's a good thing. The new thing that they put out a week ago or something, it's good that they now show the original very high resolution photos, unlike Instagram, which compresses a lot. That's a good thing. What I also like is that the various ways of displaying your photo, like aside from displaying your photos in a continuous stream, or what people now call feeds, you can also show the photos by date uploaded or date taken in the camera roll section or camera roll tab of it. So that's a nice way of, like, you have multiple ways of displaying or sorting through your photos. That's nice. Albums is one good thing, and not to beat a dead horse, please make collections more prominent. If you have to remove the galleries link or gallery section, galleries tab in the navigation bar, so be it. Like, not many people use galleries, or if you want, let people have the option to, okay, do they want to hide galleries and display collections? Or, okay, another good thing that I like that's been there forever is that in Organizer, when you click batch organize, you can in one go select multiple photos and add tags, keywords to them, what people nowadays call hashtags, but in Flickr they call keywords. You can in one click select 10 photos, 100 photos, whatever, and add tags to all of them immediately. That's great. You can also batch edit descriptions by selecting many photos at a time, but you have to batch edit the title and descriptions one by one. But at least you can choose many at a time and then you just copy paste. A modern improvement would be if you could also batch edit title and description, not just batch display them for you to edit one by one. So keywords are a very strong organizational tool. The fact that you can prepare keywords that you want to embed into your photo ahead of time using software, not Flickr itself, but other external software, and when you upload, Flickr recognizes it. That's very powerful, and I love that. With Instagram, it doesn't really recognize whatever metadata I embedded, and when you upload, you still have to type it manually, or if you want to prepare ahead of time, then you got to type it in a notepad and copy and paste. So that's one good thing about Flickr. YouTube is also nearly as ancient as Flickr, and it managed to keep up with the times. It serves a very different market from the paid accounts of Vimeo, but both are video sharing sites. They just have different flavors and users. Flickr can be the Vimeo to Instagram's YouTube. I post often to Instagram. I don't feel that it's a direct competitor to Flickr at all. I use the former for a quick share of an interesting photo, and I use the latter for making albums, sets, organized albums and folders of sequences of multiple photos, sequences I made myself. I like to order photos into a specific sequence. I think many people who upload a lot, they also like doing that. I treat it as an archival tool. Many of my photos are from years back, so I would just add to a particular album or a collection that I've been photographing from years ago, like let's say all neon, all train photos. Instagram does not have that feature because it was never meant to be a historical, archival photo hosting website. It was made for quick image sharing. Flickr is more of a longer-term photo display purpose. You can make tutorials advertising these very strong organizational features on YouTube or blog posts or whatever. Not just in your little Flickr blog, just post them in Medium or someplace, like where a lot of people actually read them. Emphasize the ease of use in searching for and retrieving very old photos from long ago, in the archival nature of the site versus Instagram, just so people can contrast and compare, because otherwise people just think, it's like a has-been Instagram. You just advertise these, and many people will go use it again, not necessarily as abandoners or switchers from Instagram. They serve different purposes, but sometimes people who just want to have those features, like I said, the archival nature, the way to organize, to search past photos, the keywords, to be able to, to search all your past photos of this particular thing that you keyworded yourself, because you can't rely on now Google Photos recognize all dog photos, but sometimes that's not what you want, you want the keyword, just something you set. And the way Flickr organizes into keywords is more than just hashtags, so you should advertise that. People would love a strong organizational tool, especially with the floods of hundreds of thousands of images individuals put out each year. Not even actual serious photographers. They hoard a lot of data, hoard a lot of images, but there's no way of getting back of searching those. They just get a headache. This crap, I have an iCloud, I can't find it. Like I've heard actual people complain about that. That is something you can target. People would love to throw the pro paid account fees to you if you advertise that you have that feature. One thing I like are the stats, like seeing the source of my views, where people came from, how they got to this particular photo, whether they searched for it or they came from the search engine or whatnot. You can make tutorial posts or videos contrasting it with the like system of Instagram, which weirdly, now there's like all this controversy about like people's self-esteem is dropping because of Instagram or lack of likes or something, and now they want to take away the likes. So I mean, I don't know, that controversy. I like seeing likes, like, don't get me wrong, I enjoy it, but my self-esteem isn't gonna suffer if it's less. Although I do wonder, like, oh, but I did wrong, but okay, whatever, right? But with Flickr, I never had like a very high number of likes ever, because I know my photos are not really crowd pleasers. Half of them are very blurry, and half of them are not themes people really enjoy. But I just like to have like a collection of photos, right? But I understand, people's love of the Instagram likes. It's not really just an ego boost, despite what people just say offhand, because that's the only way of measuring engagement and that heart. Well, yeah, comments too, but sometimes like the comments are just, sometimes people just can't be bothered to comment on mobile, so it's just basically the likes. That's the only way they know people are actually engaging. Now with Flickr, with the stats and the fine detailed stats you get with the pro account, you can see a lot. So you're not very reliant on just seeing likes to know that people are engaging with your stuff. You can see which photo has how many comments, and there's a little graph of how the photo has been doing, and you can see like how many people viewed a particular album, collection. I mean, the stats are pretty good, so you can advertise that in your little video tutorials or whatnot. People would pay just to join or rejoin Flickr, just to have that feature, because there's like no website now that has all these tools, and you already have the seeds of it. You just need to modernize it. Thank you so much for listening to my rambling. I hope my suggestions, at least a few of them, get implemented, and I will link to my Flickr accounts below so you can enjoy my silly little photos. See you next video.